Welcome all. Let's join in the light of divine being. Jesus, help us to be fully engaged in looking and hearing and speaking only as led by you. Thank you for your presence and knowing the way, knowing that what we need to see. Thank you for honesty of God. Help us to hear yes or no along this looking. Remind us that the correction is right here, right now, as a laser beam. So today's thought of God is lesson 218. Only my condemnation injures me. Only my condemnation injures me. Jesus, will you please show us below our level of awareness any objection, desire to change, desire to deny that only my condemnation injures me? Do we have a desire to deny this, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Is there a desire not to hear yes or no? I hear yes. Jesus, we ask for a miracle in seeing, willingness and determination to see through this as quickly as possible with focus and determination. Help us to see the relishing energy, how much we want this to be different, light to be different. Silently now. Yes or no, Jesus, is there a desire to not look or hide this?
Yes.
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 Help us look directly at the wanting energy of this, wanting to hide, wanting not to look. Help us to see that we created it.
Yeah, that's what he does. That he's telling me that's what I don't want to look at. That it was created by me. I don't want to take responsibility for that.
Let me show you gently. In the light of divine being, is condemnation ever possible? Yes or no?
No.
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 Jesus, please show us how much we want condemnation to be viable and possible. What is the desired outcome, Jesus? What value? What is this treasure? What does this equal? What does this give us? Condemnation. I hear sensations of change. Sensations of change being possible.
Jesus is showing me that I am holding on to a belief that if I condemn my brother, if my brother is blamed, I will avoid God's punishment.
Jesus, help us to see this miscreation and all its plays as desired by us alone.
I'm being shown that I avoid self condemnation. Because I avoid guilt, and so I blame it on my brother. But even that makes me feel guilty then. Even that doesn't let me have peace.
Hearing, I want to set myself apart, be separate, and I do want to punish myself. So I must understand on a level that when I condemn others, I'm condemning myself. But I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps repeating that. I'm hearing the fiery pits of hell, you believe. The fiery pits of hell are real, is real. There's punishment, there's condemnation.
I'm being shown that I believe I deserve punishment. I have a desire for punishment.
I'm being prompted to remind that it's possible that I don't know what this is. So, Jesus, can you just help us to look directly as you're showing us that we want this experience of other to be able to condemn? Can you just show us how much we want it? To look underneath the interpretation, like laser beam looking directly at it, that it's never possible and we miscreated it. And we continue to want to miscreate. Let us look at the wanting of that. Jesus, help us to be determined to open to the miracle, which we don't know what it is. And any fear that comes at this thought, can you please show us that we are desiring this fear in order to not look?
I'm being shown that I know I miscreate because every time I blame, I don't feel peace and I don't get the desired. I don't get what I expect. So I did not want it, but I did receive it. So it's a miscreation, it feels.
I'm hearing that it's an attempt to set myself apart from this filthy creature I'm condemning because this sin doesn't exist in me. I don't want to see the sin I see in him existing in me. So I want to hold him apart and condemn him. I relish that.
I hear more relishing.
Jesus is telling me that I am terrified that my murderous thoughts will be uncovered. And it's desire for total destruction, myself, everything, the world. And it's agonizing. It's awful.
Jesus, do I want to give myself the most horrible experience so I don't have to look?
I am being shown that I believe in condemnation and attack because then I get to experience separation and I end up being separate in the end. So I seem to relish that.
Jesus, are we
And
willing?
then,
Are we
and
willing
then,
to?
yeah, I just wanted to add, and then when I feel separate and left out, then I go to God and then I get to have a special relationship with God.
Jesus, thank you for showing us all this. Help us to focus still more on the relishing. And help us to be willing to see that only my forgiveness sets me free, my desire, my determination to see it differently. Are we willing to see it a little bit differently?
I am.
Yes.
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 Jesus
Yes.
is showing me a little child who's had their hands over their eyes, and now, you know how they spread their fingers a little bit to look out. So, yes, there's a willingness to see this horror movie that I've been scaring myself with, the child scaring itself with.
Jesus, are we more powerful than we can even imagine? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm for hearing a resounding yes.
Jesus, can this desire just burn into light? Grant us this determination to let it burn into light.
Yeah, thank you for that. Because he's been telling me you haven't seen everything yet, but let me transform it for you. So I don't have to know everything about what it is. I can just give it to him and give it to the light.
Yes, let's do that. Let's, in silence.
Thank you for that visual, Laurie. Burn into life, because I had a visual of the moth diving into the flame and becoming one with it, burning, burning. Thank you.
Are we determined for the miracle?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Have we accepted the miracle?
Yes, but I still feel some energy going on, so I'll keep working with him throughout the day.
I'm hearing you are beginning to, I'm beginning to.
Yeah.
Jesus is showing me this, that I'm handing him this huge, almost boulder like stone. And I'm handing it to him and he's putting it on the scales, his scales. And we're laughing because it doesn't weigh anything. Not when I give it to him.
Yes, Jesus, this looking is precious, the holiest of holies together as we come to a close. Help us to allow for the moments of light to remember that only my condemnation injures me and only my forgiveness sets me free. Thank you for this group of mighties. We love you from San Juan Kosala.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Jesus.
Lord. Thank you,
Love
mighty
you all.
companions.
Lori, thank you, Jesus.
Thank you,
Thank
mighty
you, everyone.
Thank you,
companions.
everyone. Stay joined.
Mhm.
Bye. Love you.
Love you.